Lyle Abada's Celtic exit has went from possible to probable. The wheels are now in motion, and it appears that Southampton is his most likely destination come the end of the season. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football, and I made a video the other day about Abada apparently being unhappy with the amount of game time he's getting at Celtic and looking for an option, looking for a way out of the Celtic club come the end of the season. And now it appears he might have a way out because it looks like Southampton are ready for an 8-figure move. Yes, Southampton apparently getting ready to bid £10 million for Abada, who has another 3.5 years left on his Celtic contract. It also seems Premiership champions Celtic will reportedly listen to offers for Abada ahead of the summer transfer window. And for me, it actually makes quite a lot of sense. I think if Abada isn't getting game time, if Abada's not 100% happy at Celtic, then if Celtic don't really see him as a starting player, I think they should probably sell him sooner rather than later, especially if they can get 10 million for Abada. Now, I'm not saying 10 million is a lot of money, but it is for clubs in Scotland. It's not often Scottish clubs can, they can demand, they can get that kind of transfer fee. More often than not, Scottish clubs always get like undersold. The players are always like valued at less when it comes to transfers. So if Celtic can get 10 million for Abada, then I think that would be a very, very good deal. He doesn't appear to be in favour at the moment. I think he is definitely got at least 3 players ahead of him, maybe even 4. You'd have to say that he is behind Kyogo, he's behind Jota, and he is behind Maida. But again, you've got Haksabanovic, who always seems to impress lately when coming on. Although Abada impresses too. So, I'm not saying Abada's necessarily behind Haksabanovic in the pecking order, but it's not good. Abada wants to be in the starting 11, and I think he's a bit unlucky. I think come the start of the season, if you ask people what was Celtic's best front three, I think Abada would have been in it. I think it would have been Kyogo up front, Jota on the left, and Abada on the right. But unfortunately for Abada, you've seen Maida just come into this great run of form. And then you also have Haksabanovic now getting some more game time, getting some more opportunities, and he is proven to be a good player. But Abada would still be a major loss for Celtic. He's got 26 goals in his 18 months in Glasgow, and when you consider that he is a right winger, and he's only 20 years old, that's incredible stats here. Really, really good stats for a player that young and for someone that is more notably a wide player. So yeah, he's got the numbers, he's definitely got the ability. I think Abada will get better and better. He's obviously going to improve. He's not hit his ceiling as of yet. So it really depends on what Celtic want to do. Do they want to keep Abada and maybe try and get more game time, maybe try and get him to cement his place in the front three, or do they think that, if we can get 10 million, we will happily take that deal and move on? Ange Postecoglou he's not been, he's not made it any secret that players will leave and players will come in. He will rotate the squad. He will sell players in order to make the team better and bring in new players. He said that, and he's been true to his word. We've seen players come in and we've seen players leave. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting. We'll see what Celtic can get for Abada. I think 10 million is probably a bit fair. I do think 10. I think it's good for Celtic, and I also think it would be good for whoever signs Abada, because I think he is a player that is good at the moment, but he can definitely get even better. So yeah, Abada might not be a Celtic player come the end of the season. It also seems like Ange just doesn't really want players that aren't happy at the club. So players that just aren't getting game time. Look at Giamakis. As soon as he got an opportunity to move him on, he did. Now, I'm not saying that I don't think Abada is being as unprofessional as he's not being as vocal about his displeasure at not starting. He's not making it as public like Giamakis was. Giamakis was going on social media and stuff and basically saying how he wasn't happy. From what I can see, Abada's not doing that, but it seems to be clear that, he obviously, who doesn't want to be a starter? Who doesn't want more game time? So for me, I don't blame Abada. If he thinks a move's the best thing for him, if he wants to be getting regular football, then it looks like he might have to move. But he could also be patient. There's nothing stopping Abada from deciding, you know what, I'm going to stay another year. I'm going to bide my time. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait until one of the players in front of me falls out of favour. I'm going to wait till their form kind of goes off a little bit, and then when I get my opportunity, I'm going to make it count. Because as good as I think Maida's been, I still think Abada, I would probably put Abada. I think Abada's got a bigger ceiling. I think Abada's got more to his game than Maida. Maida's very quick, and at times he can be good, but he can also be very wasteful. I don't know. I think in a couple of years' time, I think you would rather have Abada in your club than have Dyson Maida. That's my opinion. So, yeah, we'll see what Abada does. But again, who knows? If he goes to Southampton, it could be a good move for him. Will Southampton be a Premier League club next year? I don't know. Would that put Abada off? Would Southampton being in the Championship be less appealing to Abada? Or who knows? Maybe it could be more appealing because he'll figure that he is more likely to get starts in a Southampton side that is in the Championship rather than being in the Premiership. Anyway, guys, that is it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Abada to leave Celtic. Do you think 10 million is a good deal? Do you think Celtic should cash in on that? Or do you think Celtic should try and keep Abada? Should they do whatever they can to keep Abada? And does he deserve to be in the starting lineup? I mean, it all depends on who you prefer. I do think Abada is unlucky. I think he should probably get more game time than he does. But here, Ange Postecoglou is the one that picks the team. He gets paid. I get fuck all. So yeah, Ange Postecoglou can do what he wants. That's it, guys. Let us know your thoughts on the whole transfer saga, and I will catch you guys in the next one. But thanks for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.